Okay, now we are really moving on to testimonies. So our first testimony hails from Irvine, Miss Danielle.
No, I'm not Pastor Gabe's wife. So I have to say that because one of my kids walked up to me laughing. My small group leader thought that you were Pastor Gabe's wife. And I've since seen her. She's much cuter than me, actually. So, but yeah, I thought earlier when Pastor Roy mentioned only Pastor Gabe that I had somehow turned Asian finally, as my kids have been predicting for the last year and a half. And because when they want to go to In-N-Out, I want to eat Chinese food. And as they're trying to find ways to skip Chinese school, I started a college class in Chinese this year. So they keep saying I'm going to eventually one day turn Asian. So I thought maybe it had happened, and then he called me out as the Caucasian girl in front of Darn it! As we were talking about identity, and yesterday as I was thinking, I got the opportunity this summer to go to Taiwan on missions. If you've gone, please clap. It's awesome. And one of the things that was really amazing to me was I thought I was going to go over there and be able to teach the kids as I teach my kids here. And I had been told that they had been learning English for a long time, which may be true, but they don't speak very much English in the schools. And so I got there and was speaking in English to the kids, and this little boy looks up at me with the cutest little face, and he just says, "Xiaomi." I knew it was over. And if you know me and you know the kind of leader I am, I over-communicate. And so to have my voice taken away, and if you're on the worship team, you know it's been taken away again this week. And if you've heard me sing, it's been taken away again. But not having the language to communicate with the people in Taiwan was jolting to me at first, and I had to think, how am I going to communicate Christ's love, to these people when I cannot speak the language? And so at first I went over there thinking, well, I'll just sit back. There's plenty of people who've been here before, and just watch other people as they do what they do. And Pastor James, if you know him, wasn't about to let that happen. And he said, "You're responsible for teaching the gospel." I was like, Do you remember that? I have no mic. I don't think I'm over 5 minutes yet. Pastor James said to me, no, I really want you to do this. And I was like, I don't speak Chinese. He said, it's okay, we'll get you a translator. So I was responsible for doing that, and I tell you what, I messed up. I had no clue what I was doing. I'm a Biola major, or a Biola grad, and I went in there saying, we're going to use words in the gospel. And I had 30 verses the first day, and by the second day, we had to cut that down to like 6 sentences. So it was a huge learning experience. But what I learned was that when you put yourself out there for Christ, He provides in so many ways. And I realized that being there communicated Christ in a deeper way than anything I could say or do. One of the elders walked up to me from the church that we were staying at and said, "Thank you so much for coming. I never thought that someone who wasn't Chinese would come here." And I was there as part of what we ended up being called the international team. Woo! Team International, they're over there. We were out of 60 people who went from different EFC churches all over Taiwan. The 3 of us, Harold is Filipino American, and Lisa was born in Vietnam. And so when we went over there, none of us spoke Chinese, and on the third day, Helen came up to me and said, I want you to do worship. And by the way, we're going to sing a Chinese song. And I was like, no, we're not. And she said, oh, and if that's not enough, you're going to sing a verse all by yourself. She's up there laughing. This is her torture to me. She loves it. So I was like, I don't think so. But I practiced really hard, and somebody wrote the pinyin for me. And this is what it became, because we took it all around Taiwan. And one day when we were really, really tired right before we left, PJ wanted us to go to a hospital. And some of us really had negative attitudes about it. I am one of them. I was like, I just want to sleep in. We were doing a school program during the day and then running a youth group at night. And we were just really tired, exhausted. We just didn't want one more thing added to our schedule. And he said, no, we're going to do this. And I was like sleeping in the car on the way over there. I didn't want to go at all. And we walked in, and Lisa had borrowed a violin, and Harold brought his guitar. And as people were able to go out, the people who spoke good Chinese and good Taiwanese were able to go out in this cancer ward and speak to people about the gospel, we were able to walk around and sing the song. And it's called Unsang Taiyang, and I was going to sing it, but I think Johnny might kill me if I sing again because I need my voice, and he's been yelling at me all week that I need to preserve it. I haven't been listening to him. So I'm not going to sing it, but the main point of the song, if you don't know it, is just that God is above all, and He's there, and He's never changing. And it was amazing to me to not be able to speak the language, but to be able to communicate that to people, and just to communicate with the love that we showed who Christ is. And service is, I heard it this week from Pastor Andy again, but service is the best way to communicate who Christ is, because that's who Christ was. And stepping out is amazing, and you can ask anybody at my church. I'm not perfect. I mess up all the time, and I'm an advisor. I lead junior high and high school kids at EFCI. Junior high and high school kids at EFCI. With an awesome team of advisors who are amazing, and I'm so blessed to be at that church. But stepping out doesn't mean you're perfect. You do it perfectly. You don't mess up. I am blessed, and you will be too. God will put people in your life who will just come alongside you and bless you. PJ and Helen, you're amazing. Thank you. They have blessed me through this whole experience. I'm sad they're leaving me, but I know that new things and better things are going to come of it. So I'm just really excited to represent EFCI and to represent EFC as a whole, and to go and have the experience to go to Taiwan missions was just an amazing experience. So do it, please, and go somewhere else. Go to the Philippines. Go somewhere that's not an Asian country, and your face being there will communicate Christ. And I think really that is something that is that you can do. And I don't do it perfectly, but just do it. That's the point. And when you stumble, someone will help you out.